Hey guys, Bonzi-chan here, and today I'm going to be talking about the best of X and Y set that was announced in Japan, why I don't think we're in the US we're getting it, and also what this means for us. So reasons why I don't think we're getting this set in the US is because, one, if they release this set as its own standalone set, I think it would defeat the whole purpose of rotation, especially in standard. If they release the best of X and Y set here as its own standalone set, it would be its own set symbol, which would therefore mean it would come out as its own set here in the US, which would then make it so that way all those cards are in the XY best of XY set in Japan that would get transferred here would stay in rotation, and I think that would defeat the whole purpose of having a rotation if they decided to do it that way. Since Japan plays in a different format than we do, their standard rotation is XY on. So I think if they were to, they're probably doing this to make it so that way when Japan has their rotation, they'll probably have Sun and Moon base on, and they'll also get this best of XY set to make their sets, their metagame a little less clunky. Because so far we have not had the biggest showing of Sun and Moon cards in any major tournament except for Decidui. We haven't really seen Sun and Moon cards really take off yet. I think that might change in Guardians with Guardians Rising coming out next month, and possibly even with the next set after that coming out. I think then that's when we'll see big changes in our metagame here in the US. But I think this is mostly to help with the transferring of the metagame into Japan. We probably won't get it. If we get it, we might get it as like we might get some of the cards like in some promo box or something. But I highly doubt that we're gonna get it here in the US as its own standalone set. For those of you guys who don't know what the best of X and Y is, it's 171 cards from XY base to Steam Siege. I believe maybe Evolution's in there too, but I'm not sure. This is the PokeBeach article. This is where they talk about there's 171 cards in the set. The set will include all reverse hollows of EXs, Mega Pokemon, and breaks. And each booster pack will contain 15 cards, including one reverse hollow and one rare hollow. So what that means is there's probably 171 different cards, each with its own reverse hollow and regular hollow pattern. So these aren't like your traditional EX hollow patterns. It will probably just be the picture will be. I'm guessing either A, the picture just going to be hollow, like on this Mega Rayquaza, just the portrait would be hollow, or it's going to be like its normal hollow pattern where the whole thing's hollow. But then again, I don't know how they would do that reverse hollow. On the Japanese site, this is the Japanese Pokemon TCG website. I use Google Translate to translate the page. And this is what a reverse hollow looks like. And this is what... So, this one here on the left is a reverse hollow. And this one on the right here is a regular rare hollow. But these are ancient traits. This is an ancient trait card. And ancient trait cards were a little bit easier to do reverse hollows on. I don't know how they do a reverse hollow on Volcanion or a break card, because those are usually the whole card's usually hollow in itself. But like I said though, I that we're getting this set, it would defeat the whole purpose of rotation for us here in the US. Because if it's 171 cards and it's the best of X and Y, that would definitely mean Shaman would have to be in here, Hoopa would have to be in here. And that's completely counterintuitive to how they're trying to push the game with GXs. If they kept EXs in the rotation, I think it would just completely defeat the whole purpose of it. And the whole purpose is to push new cards and to push old cards out of the formats to keep the format fresh. I don't think releasing 171 reprints of old cards is necessarily a good idea, especially with some of these cards right here that you can just see here on the front page. I don't think reprinting Yveltal or Mewtwo or Mega Rayquaza is necessarily healthy for the format. Granted, this really will only affect standard. It won't affect expanded nearly as much, because expanded will still have EXs for I would guess for the next two, or at least for the next two, maybe even 3 rotations. But I was covering this because I thought I'm gonna go on a lot longer than I could cover in a single episode on Unpacked. Unpacked I try to keep under 10 minutes. This, I figured I could talk about almost a full 10 minutes about entirely by itself. But I honestly don't think we're getting this best of X and Y set. If we do, we might get like some kind of collection box with like some reprints of certain cards. But I highly doubt that too, because I don't think we're getting this at all though. Now I think about it, because all the X and Y promos now are gone. They've all been revealed and released. There's no indication that we're getting any more X and Y promos. I highly doubt they would make these Sun and Moon promos. I don't see them having any room to release this collection for us in the U.S. It's kind of a shame, because I would like to see something like this for us in the U.S. For example, in Yu-Gi-Oh, they have something here. I'll show you guys. Mega Battle Collection Tint Packs Yu-Gi-Oh. So, like, for example, Yu-Gi-Oh has these kind of, is it this one? Mega Battle Collection Packs. Mega Battle Collection Tins Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh, here we go. So in Yu-Gi-Oh, they have these things called mega tins, and what you get inside of these mega tins is you get 3 16 card packs, and in the 16 card packs you get cards that were relevant to the last year of Yu-Gi-Oh. This is a way for Yu-Gi-Oh players to come back into the game, and new players to catch up with current decks and things that are relevant in the current format. Whereas in Pokemon, we really don't have anything like this. I think if Pokemon wants to attract more players and get players back into the game, I think a strategy like what Yu-Gi-Oh does with the Mega Tins would be a good strategy. Maybe release like a tin, call it like the best of 2017, or I don't know, the best of standard, I don't know, call it something, someone in marketing who gets paid a lot more than me will probably be able to figure that out. But, maybe like every 6 months put out a tin, that has reprints of like some of the best cards from the current rotation. The only thing I could really see problem with that is that it would devalue the secondary market heavily. And Yu-Gi-Oh, that's not really a big deal, because Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't do rotation. They have a ban list, so they're constantly reprinting cards into like theme decks and tins and you name it, pretty much. They're always reprinting cards as commons in Yu-Gi-Oh. I think if Pokemon were to do some kind of strategy like this, I think it'd be much appreciated, especially from the player base, because it would help players catch up, that either A, took a break from the game like I did, or B, are new to the game and, don't want to shell out, $40 for a Shaman, would rather shell out $20 for a tin and get a bunch of cards that help them, at least start to get competitive. I mean, Pokemon is it's kind of a hard game to get into if you really think about it, just because there's so many things to think about when building a deck, especially the typing, with weakness, with resistance, retreat costs, supporters, maybe even if they were to just release a little, maybe make it 3 packs with only 6 cards in them, and put I don't know, VS Seeker in there. Don't even put full arts in there. Put regular arts. Put for example, you could do the best of Steam Siege and Evolutions. Put a Volcanion, a Ninja Boy, a Pokemon Ranger, a Dragonite, and a couple other cards in there. And just call it, hey, take 200 card sets and handpick 20 cards from that set and put it into these tins and let players get them. I mean, it'd be a nice option, especially because Pokemon doesn't really have even though Pokemon is a budget-friendly game, it's not where the cards are not that expensive. It still adds up really quick, even if you're not doing full art and stuff. I mean, 2 Shamans are in there. That's $80. If you're playing expanded computer search, it's $35. 4 VS Seekers runs you about $28-$30. Playset of Transmilk runs you another, $16. 2 copies of N runs you $5. It all adds up really quick, if you want to build a competitive deck nowadays, it runs you a couple $100. I mean, I've always said Pokemon's the poor man's game, but that's because, it's true. I mean, in Yu-Gi-Oh, I was looking up decks, and in Yu-Gi-Oh, you could easily spend $300 just on an extra deck, not even including on a main deck. And I don't even want to look at Magic. I know Magic's expensive as hell just because they don't really reprint cards. and they're pretty much in their formats are just weird. I don't even want to get into that yet. But I mean, I would love to see Pokemon like do some kind of budget-friendly option for newer players, where you can get some of these really competitive cards. Like, you know, sure, like right now, you know, Volcanian's not that expensive, but it will be. It could go up. It could go up. You know, Green Ninja Break, you know, I think it's like $8 or something like that. I think just something like the best of X and Y with, like, you know, akin to these Mega Tints and Yu-Gi-Oh would be a great thing for people in the game. But I definitely understand why Yu-Gi-Oh does this over why Pokemon doesn't do it. Yu-Gi-Oh does it because their game's really expensive. You know, the value of cards go up and down depending upon what gets hit by the ban list. Whereas in Pokemon, things go up and down in price based off rotation. For example, once we get our next rotation in August, September-ish, the price of Shaman's probably going to drastically drop because it's going to get rotated out. Everyone knows that. Same thing with Hoopa. It's going to drastically drop. You know, all these cards that are right here, that they're showing right here, these are all cards that we're gonna lose in our standard rotation next rotation. With maybe the exception of this. I think this would stay. I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember what set this is from. I can't not remember off the top of my head. And we wouldn't lose this either because this would stay in our rotation. But we're definitely gonna lose Yveltal. We're definitely gonna lose Mega Rayquaza. I'm not sure why this Entei's on the list. We're definitely gonna lose this Greninja, and we're definitely gonna lose this Mewtwo, and quite possibly this Trevenant Break. The only thing on this list that would stay would be this Volcanion in this pictures. And then the Japanese site, you know, they had the same exact pictures, nothing else included, you know. I looked around, you know, trying to find the set list. I couldn't find anything, but this just got announced today, so maybe next couple of days we'll have a full set list. But that was my opinions on, you know, why we're not getting the set and what things I think Pokemon could do to make this set come to the US and be a reality. I know that, you know, if they went something like the Mega Tin route that Yu-Gi-Oh does, I know it pissed a lot of people off, especially the people who invest into this game and invest in full arts. You know, but full art's always going to retain their value as long as they don't reprint full arts. You know, but I honestly don't see them doing this because, you know, it's Pokemon and all they rather just push out, you know, mega collection boxes and tins and theme decks and, you know, mythical collection boxes and that kind of stuff. Till then, guys, peace out. Bonzi-chan here. Have a good day. This video I'm going to be going a little bit more in-depth / ranty because expanded to the format that I play in here locally in Portland. And some things I